So my journey to the Christian Health Center has taken a bit of a trail. A couple of years ago, my wife and I came to the Ashland area and became a pastor of a church here. Pretty shortly into that ministry, I came down with an acute illness. At the time, I had no insurance, and the thought of going to a clinic or going to a hospital was just kind of ominous with the costs. Our church had supported Ashland Healthcare Center, and I knew of it. I knew of their mission, but it wasn't until a member of my church actually came and said to me, you know, this is their mission, this is what they do, you'll get excellent care there, why don't you go there? So that's where I went, and sure enough, it was all that they had said it was. From the moment I walked in the door, throughout the care that I received professional, friendly, competent, caring care here. I was immediately impressed with the staff. I was immediately impressed with how they worked their patients through. And that was my introduction to the Christian Health Center physically. Since then, my wife has used them. And we've been praying for quite some time about how best God could use our gifts in the ministry to our community. It's important as a church that we do that. It's important that we be involved with our community. And both of us immediately looked at each other and said, you know, the Christian Health Center, we both have medical backgrounds. She's a nurse. I'm both a pastor and paramedic. And we thought, this is the place we can use our gifts to the glory of God to share the gospel with people in need. As we were praying about that, I remember thinking back to that time, my first introduction to the health center, when I sat in the waiting room with a very large number of patients, and I got to speak with one of them. And at that moment I realized, as I was thinking back about this, I realized these folks have real needs. Just like I have needs, they have needs. And they're coming to a facility in an acute distress or some challenging medical conditions, and they just needed somebody to talk to. And so it is my hope, and it's my prayer that together as we serve, my wife and I serve, she is a nurse and myself in the pastoral care capacity, that I'll be able to meet the needs spiritually of the folks, that I'd be able to bring the gospel of Jesus Christ to bear on their particular needs and concerns. So not only can they be met, their needs be met physically, and they can get that wonderful care that is provided here. My care from inception to even as an outpatient was outstanding. They followed up with me. They made sure I had the medicine that I needed. And I can't say enough about that. But to be able, in my position, to be able to minister to them in a spiritual capacity with the gospel of Jesus Christ is something that I look forward to. I'm relatively new here as a volunteer, but I look forward to many years of being able to serve the community of Ashland through this facility and bringing the gospel of Christ to their lives.